The judge looked at my children, then at me, and asked one question that changed everything. Mrs. Elaine, do you believe your own children tried to erase you? The courtroom went silent. And for the first time in my life, I said the truth out loud. Yes. Chapter 21, Walking into my own trial. The courthouse smelled like old paper and fear. I walked slowly, not because I was weak, but because every step carried 67 years of life behind it. Rebecca sat on the left, Daniel on the right. They didn't look like my children. They looked like strangers waiting for a verdict. Chapter 22, The Story They Told About Me. Their lawyer stood confidently. My clients are concerned adult children, he said. They only wanted to protect their mother from herself. He spoke gently. Too gently. She has memory lapses, confusion, emotional instability after her husband's death. I listened quietly. Because every lie needs silence to breathe. Chapter 23, When my daughter cried on command. Rebecca took the stand. She cried beautifully. She spoke about fear. About responsibility. About love. I just want my mom safe, she said, wiping her eyes. I watched her hands. They didn't shake. That's how I knew. Chapter 24, The Document That Broke the Room. Then Marissa stood. She didn't raise her voice. She slid a document across the judge's desk. This, she said, is a forged power of attorney. Gasps filled the room. Rebecca froze. Daniel swallowed hard. A handwriting expert testified. The judge leaned forward. Same style, he said. Different pressure. Different stroke order. He pointed to the screen. This was practiced. My daughter practiced my name. Chapter 26, Money trails are louder than words. Bank statements followed. Transfers. Withdrawals. Payments I never authorized. Dates aligned perfectly. Every time I was confused. Money moved. The courtroom wasn't silent anymore. It was buzzing. Chapter 27, The Moment They Realized. Daniel finally looked at me. Not with anger. With fear. Because he understood something. This wasn't about family anymore. This was about consequences. Chapter 28, When the judge asked me to speak. Mrs. Elaine, the judge said gently. Do you wish to testify? I stood slowly. Every eye followed me. I raised my children to be strong, I said. I never taught them to steal. My voice didn't break. That document wasn't protection. It was a burial. Chapter 29, The Sentence That Cut Them Deep. I wasn't confused, I continued. I was inconvenient. Rebecca began to sob. Real sobs this time. But it was too late. Truth doesn't rewind. Chapter 30, The Verdict. The judge removed his glasses. This court finds clear evidence of elder abuse, he said. My heart pounded. Financial exploitation. Forgery. Attempted unlawful guardianship. Rebecca screamed. Daniel collapsed into his chair. And I exhaled for the first time in years. Chapter 31, What Justice Really Looks Like. They weren't taken away in handcuffs. Not yet. But everything changed. Assets frozen. Investigations opened. Protections granted. And most importantly, they could never touch my life again. Chapter 32, The Empty Win. Outside the courthouse, reporters waited. They shouted questions. Do you forgive your children? Do you feel victorious? I said nothing. Because justice isn't loud. It's quiet. And it hurts. Chapter 33, The Night I Went Home Alone. That night, I sat in my living room. The same house they tried to take. No anger. No triumph. Just clarity. I didn't lose my children that day. I lost them the day they decided I was disposable. Fire. End of part 3, cliffhanger. I thought the nightmare was over. I was wrong. Because the next betrayal didn't come from my children. I thought the danger ended in court. Even more. I was wrong. Because the most dangerous people don't wear suits. They bring you tea, adjust your pillow, and smile while watching you sleep. Chapter 34, The Nurse They Chose for Me. Her name was Linda. Mid-40s. Calm voice. Always early. She's wonderful, Rebecca had said once. Very trustworthy. That should have warned me. Chapter 35, Small Things You Ignore at First. At first, nothing felt wrong. But then, my medications were moved. My journal went missing. My phone battery drained too fast. And every time I asked, Linda smiled. You already took care of that, she said. I hadn't. Chapter 36, When Memory Becomes a Weapon. One night, she brought me soup. I took one sip. It tasted strange. Did you change the recipe? I asked. She laughed softly. Oh, Elaine, she said. You forget things so easily. That sentence stayed with me. Because I didn't forget. Chapter 37, The Camera I Never Knew Existed. 2 days later, my friend Marissa visited. She noticed it immediately. A small blinking light. Behind the bookshelf. Why is there a camera in your living room? She asked. There shouldn't have been. Chapter 38, The Recordings. Marissa brought a technician. What we found made my hands go cold. Hours of footage. Me sitting quietly. Me sleeping. Me staring out the window. And audio files. Sent to an unknown email. Daily reports. About my mood. My energy. My behavior. Like I was already a case file. Chapter 39, The Message That Exposed Everything. One email subject line read. She is compliant today. Another. Confusion level, low, but manageable. And then the payment record. Transferred from an account linked to my son. Chapter 40, The Real Plan. Linda wasn't caring for me. She was observing me. Waiting for the smallest mistake. Waiting to say. She's declining. Chapter 41, When waiting I stopped to finish being what afraid. Court couldn't. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I felt something colder. Control. For years, they studied me. Now, I would study them. Chapter 42, The Day I Pretended to Forget. The next morning, I acted confused. I asked the same question 3 times. I forgot names. I knocked over a cup. Linda's eyes lit up. Not with concern. With relief. Chapter 43, The Report She Sent. That night, she typed while I pretended to sleep. I saw the reflection in the mirror. She's deteriorating, she whispered into her phone. That was the sentence they needed. Chapter 44, The Trap Was Set. 2 days later, Linda received a call. She stepped outside. I listened from the hallway. She's ready, a man's voice said. My son. We move fast, he added. Chapter 45, The File They Never Expected. What they didn't know. Every word was recorded. Marissa had installed new cameras. New audio. Legal. Clean. Perfect. Chapter 46, When the Police Knocked. They didn't come for me. They came for Linda. Financial exploitation. Illegal surveillance. Conspiracy. She collapsed. Not physically. Emotionally. Chapter 47, The Confession. At the station, she talked. Too much. They told me she was dangerous, she cried. They said she'd hurt herself. They paid me to help. Help. That word burned. Chapter 48, My Children's Final Move. Rebecca called that night. Crying. Mom, please. Daniel texted. We can fix this. But I finally understood. They weren't sorry. They were desperate. Chapter 49, The Second Courtroom. This time. I wasn't the defendant. They were. Charges expanded. Elder abuse. Coercion. Obstruction. The judge didn't look tired this time. He looked angry. Chapter 50, The Question That Ended Everything. The judge asked them. Why couldn't you just let her live? They had no answer. Because the truth was simple. I lived too long. New moon, end of part 4, quiet cliffhanger. That night, alone in my house.